読み直しているって読み直しているだけがって読み直しているって読み直しているって読み直しているって読み直しているって読み直しているエキスしたい人って読み直しているって読み直しているだけがって読み直しているしたい人って読み直しているって読み直しているだけがって読み直しているって読み直しているって読み直しているって読み直しているって読み直しているエキスしたい人って読み直しているって読み直しているだけがって読み直しているって読み直している
Live from Hyde Stadium as the Sioux Falls Sunfish travel to take on the Pierre Trappers for the 14th time out of 15 meetings. Sunfish winners of yesterday's contest at Caris Park by a final score of 10-2 in what was an all-around game for Sioux Falls. It ended up being the final appearance for Trappers pitchers Ryan Cross and Brent Bramlett. But the Trappers will usher in a couple of new players. Andrew Kim made his debut last night for the Trappers, and Garrett Hill will make his debut tonight. We'll take you through the starting lineups first for the visiting Sioux Falls Sunfish. Leading things off will be the second baseman, number 31, Jonathan Brandon. The shortstop, number 10, Benito Garcia. The right fielder, number 3, Declan Beers. The catcher, number 35, Will Olson. The first baseman batting fifth, number 7, Zeph Hoffbauer. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 36, Jesus Licone. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 8, Tanner Wilson. Batting eighth, the third baseman, number 27, Dane Frazier. And batting ninth, the left fielder, number 20, in Dylan Cricket Danielson. Starting on the mound tonight for the Sioux Falls Sunfish will be number 1, in Kenneth Dutka. For the Pierre Trappers, they'll line up with the center fielder, number 6, Eric Mast, leading things off. Then the second baseman, Thomas McKenna, batting second. Batting third, the catcher, number 23, Brock Reinhardt. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot, a new player for the Trappers making his debut tonight, the third baseman, number 27, Garrett Hill, out of North Dakota State. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 14, Tyler Skelton. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 5, Andrew Kim, who made his debut last night for the Trappers. Still looks for that elusive first hit in the Expedition League. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 35, Nicholas Strong. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 20, Cole Yancey. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 3, Braden Cordes. Pitching for the Pierre Trappers tonight will be number 32 in Jared Shelton. A bit of an odd night from Hyde Stadium as it's clear, partly cloudy skies over the left field wall, but over the right field wall, dark storm clouds where you could see rain pouring down over the Fort Pierre hills. We'll wait to see which side of the outfield prevails for the weather here at Hyde Stadium, but for right now, dark clouds over the top of Hyde Stadium, but no rain, and that's the important part so far. As Montario May and Walker Bullington meet at home plate for the coaches' meetings today. A bit of an odd combination for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. They're going to be wearing gray hats, gray pants, and white uniforms, while the Trappers will wear white pants, gold uniforms, and gold caps. Third game of the second half of the season for both the Sunfish and the Pierre Trappers. The Sunfish 2-0 and leading the Clark division. One game up on the Fremont Moo, who are at 1-1. The Trappers currently last place in the Clark division in the second half at 0-2. Sunfish will look for their first time in franchise history in their inaugural season to go 500 with a win today over the Pierre Trappers. This is game 2 of 3 in a row between the Sunfish and the Trappers. 1 at Caras Park, 2 here from Hyde Stadium, 1 today before the series finale tomorrow on the 4th of July. Dutka versus Shelton. Dutka has been a two-way player for the Sioux Falls Sunfish so far this season, being able to pitch and hit well on both sides of the baseball. For Dutka, batted in yesterday's game as the starting center fielder, went 1 for 4 with a double, ended up being an RBI double as it drove in Dane Frazier. So for Dutka, he gets another start for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. He'll take on Jared Shelton. Shelton started off in more of a reliever role, but has stepped up into a starter role as wind blows in from right center field. For Dutka, in 6 appearances and just 1 start, will be making his second start of the season tonight. Has compiled a 1-1 pitching record with a 6.75 ERA this season. In 18 2/3 innings pitched, has struck out 22, only walking 3. Great control from Dutka. Meanwhile, for the Trappers, it will be number 32, Jared Shelton, the native of Fishers, Indiana. The University of the Cumberland's Patriot. Pitched in 7 games this year, 5 starts. Has an 0-2 record with 1 save, with a 6.20 ERA this season. For Shelton, in 24 2/3 innings pitched, has walked 21, striking out 31. As the starting lineups get announced now for the Pierre Trappers. The Trappers changing things up. Andrew Kim, who started in his only appearance yesterday in left field, will move over to right field starting tonight. Garrett Hill will take third base. So the infield for the Trappers will have to shift as well. Braden Cordes, who has been playing third base more recently, will go back to the position that he started at the beginning of the season at shortstop. Elsewhere in the infield, Strong at first base, Thomas McKenna at second. Elsewhere in the outfield, Cole Yancey taking left field, with Eric Mass taking center. Trappers look for their first win in over a week as they've lost 6 straight games. That 10-game losing streak is sneaking back up on them after getting a couple of wins. They've now lost 6 in a row. We'll try to end that streak tonight and, more importantly, get their first win in the second half of the season and catch up on the now division-leading Sioux Falls Sunfish, despite there only being 2 games played in the half. So Kim and Hill make their home debuts for the Pierre Trappers, here on a both rainy and partly cloudy day here from Pierre, South Dakota. Day before the 4th of July. Tomorrow, these two teams face off once more at 5:35 p.m. if you're going to be in the Pierre or Capital area. Tickets are available now at piertrappers.com. First pitch at 5:35 to get you out for the fireworks celebration over the Missouri River in Fort Pierre. So as the Sunfish and the Trappers get announced, we're moments away from first pitch. Trappers and Sunfish will hope to get through 9 innings without interruption from rain or lightning. However, by the radar, unsure if that will be the case. We'll take a break for the national anthem and be back here for first pitch between the Sioux Falls Sunfish and the Pierre Trappers.
Retired military and active duty personnel out of uniform may salute the flag. Tonight's anthem is being performed by Lane Myers.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The national anthem has been sung, and that means it's time to play ball here from Hyde Stadium between the Sioux Falls Sunfish and the Pierre Trappers. We'll take a look at the defensive order for the Pierre Trappers and the batting order one more time for the Sioux Falls Sunfish before we get underway. First, for the Pierre Trappers defensively, they'll have Cole Yancey in left field, Mast in center, Kim in right, Hill at third, Cordes at short, McKenna at second, Strong at first, Shelton on the mound, and Brock Reinhardt behind the plate. Designated hitter for the Trappers, batting 5th, will be number 14 in Tyler Skelton. For the Sioux Falls Sunfish, they'll lead things off with the second baseman, number 31, Jonathan Brandon. Then the shortstop, Garcia, the right fielder, Beers, the catcher, Olson, the first baseman, Hoffpower, the DH, Licone, the center fielder, Wilson, the third baseman, Frazier, the left fielder, Cricket Danielson, and on the mound for the Sunfish, as we'll see in the next half inning, is number 1, Kenneth Dutka. So for the Trappers, they'll have Jared Shelton on the mound for the Trappers. His last appearance last Sunday against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks got the loss in 4 innings pitched. Allowed 5 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned, walking 3, striking out 6. So Shelton will lead things, will pitch for the Pierre Trappers with Brandon Garcia and Beers due up. So for the Trappers, they'll look to break what is now a 6-game losing streak. They are 1 game ahead in the overall standings of the Hastings Sodbusters. Trappers at 9-22 overall. The Sunfish at 16-17. In the second half, the Trappers are 0-2. The Sunfish 2-0. Trappers losing 1 game each to both these Sunfish here at Caris Park, and 1 to the Souris Valley Saberdogs in Minot, North Dakota. It'll be the first road game for the Sunfish in the second half after hosting the Spearfish Sasquatch and the Pierre Trappers yesterday. So we're ready to go here between the Pierre Trappers and the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Stepping in for the Sioux Falls Sunfish will be number 31 in Jonathan Brandon. First pitch to Brandon will miss low for ball number 1. Umpires today, Tristan Jones behind the plate and Samuel Barrett in the field. Second pitch from Shelton, line shot into the outfield. That will go for a base hit. So the leadoff man aboard off a leadoff base hit by Jonathan Brandon against Jared Shelton, and we are officially underway through 1 batter. First pitch to the new batter, Benito Garcia, falls in for a strike. So a base hit to right field for Jonathan Brandon against Jared Shelton. Winding up his bat, the pitch from Shelton will miss low in the dirt. A good stop by Reinhardt as the count will run even. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're scoreless here in the top of the first inning. Brandon batting .230 on the season. His last game back on July 1st against the Spearfish Sasquatch went 1 for 5, striking out 3 times as he takes a called strike number 2. Good pitch from Shelton. Runner at first is Jonathan Brandon. One-two, the pitch from Shelton swung on and missed as Benito Garcia will go down on strikes. First strikeout of the ball game as it will bring up Declan Beers. Beers, one of the better batters for the Sioux Falls Sunfish, batting .324 on the season. Beers in yesterday's contest went 0 for 3 with 2 walks and a strikeout. Again, batting .324 on the year. Shelton to check over at first base at Jonathan Brandon. Runner goes, the throw down will be in time, but the tag is not. A stolen base for Jonathan Brandon, and the Sunfish have a runner in scoring position with one away. Goes for a ball, so 1 ball, no strikes. As a base hit will be ripped down to the third baseman in Hill. Hill will spear that ball at third base. So a line out to third for Declan Beers puts 2 away in the inning now. Two away in the inning as it brings up Will Olson, the catcher. The first pitch will miss low for ball number 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. 2 away, runner at second base, and Jonathan Brandon after Benito Garcia goes down on strikes, and Declan Beers lines out to third. 1-0 will go high, 2 balls, no strikes. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away. Middle infield playing on the outfield grass. So 2-0, the windup and pitch, broken bat, foul ball. And a chunk of the baseball bat for Will Olson has flown away down the third baseline. Will run the count at 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, odd weather. Here from Hyde Stadium.
You could probably take it out. We're looking at the radar, but I'm just looking at social media.
So 2 away. 2 balls, 1 strike to the batter in Will Olson, the catcher. The windup and pitch by Shelton will miss outside. A hitter's count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second base. Zeph Hoffpower will stand on deck for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Runner at second. The windup and pitch inside. That will go for ball number 4. So the first walk today surrendered by Jared Shelton. We'll put runners at first and second. It'll bring up Zeph Hoffpower, the first baseman, 2 away. Trappers trying to avoid letting up a first inning run to Sioux Falls. Pitch high and inside for ball number 1. One-0. Seemingly on the inside part of the plate will miss. 2 balls and no strikes. Shelton has missed with at least 4 straight now. Pitch will run inside for ball number 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Shelton has missed on now 5 straight pitches. 3-0, that one's high and inside, and a 4-pitch walk to Zeph Hoffpower will load up the bases. Olson will advance over to second base. Jonathan Brandon gets to third. Still 2 away in the inning as it brings up the designated hitter in Jesus Licon. Some rain droplets falling down now as I could see water streak down on the windows in front of me. Not much. Light drizzle. First pitch to Licon with 2 away. Trappers just out away from getting out of danger. First pitch will catch the low part of the strike zone for strike number 1. So an 0-1 count. Bases are loaded full of Sunfish here in the top of the first inning, trying to strike early. 0-1 will run inside, evens the count to 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the first, still a scoreless ball game. However, that might not be the case for long. One high and inside would have hit the batting helmet for Lee Cohn, but he ducks out of the way, frustrated with himself, as a hit by pitch would have given the Sunfish a 1-0 lead, but it will be a 2-1 count now to Jesus Lee Cohn. Lee Cohn batting .324 on the year with 23 base hits. 2-1, popped foul will head over down the first baseline out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So the count goes even to Jesus Lee Cohn. His last appearance on July 1st against the Spearfish Sasquatch went 3 for 5 with an RBI. Two outs this inning came on back-to-back batters. Benito Garcia struck out swinging, and Declan Beers lined out to third. 2-2 count. Shelton a strike away from getting out of it. The windup and pitch. The ground ball will get through the shift. In to score comes Jonathan Brandon. Being held up at third is Will Olson. And the Sunfish lead 1-0. An RBI single by Jesus Lee Cohn. That's back-to-back games for him with an RBI. Second base hit of the inning. Zeph Hoffpower will advance to second base. Will Olson gets to third as Jonathan Brandon comes in to score a 1-0 lead for Sioux Falls. Two, right back up the middle. That's a base hit past second base. In to score is Will Olson. Also coming in is Zeph Hoffpower. Trouble on the ball coming in, as sliding into third on the throw is Jesus Lee Cohn. Another RBI single. This one goes for 2 by Tanner Wilson. So into score comes Olson and Hoffpower. Lee Cohn will get all the way to third. It's 3-0 Sunfish off an incredibly hot start. Dane Frazier will step up. He's the 8th batter this inning for Sioux Falls. First pitch will wind up on the high and inside part of the plate. Goes for strike number 1. So Shelton now ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike. Runners at the corners. Runner goes, taking off for second base. A high throw, not in time, as Tanner Wilson's going to be able to steal. Second stolen base of the ballgame brings the Sunfish total on the season up to 133. One, 2 outs. Pitch will go high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Dane Frazier, who's the third baseman tonight for the Sioux Falls Sunfish. Frazier made his debut of the season just about 1 month ago against these Trappers. Swing and a miss will go for strike number 2. Frazier in his last game yesterday went 2 for 3 with a RBI and 2 walks. Foul ball will keep it at 2-2. Big first inning for the Sunfish as they lead the ball game 3-0 here in the top of the first. Definitely not the start the Trappers wanted to start up an 8-game homestand. They'll take on the Sunfish for 2, get a day off on July 5th. 2-2 high and inside, ball 3. Jared Shelton having a start that he'd rather forget. Full count with 2 outs, still just a out away from getting out of this inning. Full count in the payoff pitch. Ground ball. That will get through for a base hit. Into score comes Lee Cone and Wilson. The throw not in time, and another 2 RBI single for the Sunfish. It is 5-0. A huge first inning for Sioux Falls. Monterio May will come out to talk to his pitcher in Jared Shelton after giving up 5 runs. Will keep the infield out, but now the entire infield will come in. 5-0, Sioux Falls still in the top of the first. Shelton struggling to get out of the inning. It will bring up the 9th batter of the inning in number 20, Dylan Cricket Danielson, as the Sunfish nearly batting around in their first inning of play. So no balls, no strikes to the new batter, Dylan Cricket Danielson, the left fielder. Runner at first base, the windup and pitch, and that will run inside and hit Dylan Cricket Danielson. And this has been close to a nightmare start for the Pierre Trappers. So Dane Frazier advances over to second base. The top of the order back up for the for the Sioux Falls Sunfish and Jonathan Brandon. Trappers have had more luck at home, however, not recently. They carry a 6-7 record into today's ball game. Pitch will go low and outside for ball number 1. We'll run the count to 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch will run well inside. So the second consecutive hit batter as Jonathan Brandon is hit by a pitch. That will reload the bases. Cricket Danielson at second, Frazier at third, still 2 away in the inning. The windup and pitch from Shelton will go low for ball number 1 to the new batter in Benito Garcia, who struck out earlier in the inning. A high fly ball hit to deep right field. Chasing off it is Kim in foul territory. Can't make the catch. So it will be a long strike number 1, evening the count to 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top of the first inning. So Benito Garcia takes on a 1-1 count. Pitch will run high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. I apologize for picture issues. We're working on our end to try to get that resolved. So 2-1, 2 outs. Sunfish 5, Pierre nothing in the top of the first. Pitch from Shelton. That catches the outside part of the plate. The count will run even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.